Welcome, everyone. Welcome to week 3 and day 1. So before we get in today, so there are few announcement as in the Prerna ji won't be the part of this today's topic because she is not quite well, so she needed kind of rest. She called me up and informed me this morning itself. So yeah, so, but are you ready to get into the further detail from where we left off?
Yes.
Okay, super awesome. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Amazing, Chanchal. So, yeah, before we get into that, now I have question today. Okay, so question is like, I will go round robin and quickly ask someone's name, and you need to answer me based on whatever you remember or whatever you have learned. So, are you ready for this? I know you won't be ready, but are you getting ready to participate?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Nishaji. So, Chanchal and Mayank?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome, man. Thank you. So, I'll choose Nishaji because I was talking to you. So, it's already you are in attunement of conversation. So, tell me, what exactly you understand of development team in Agile Scrum?
The development team is self-organizing. It's cross-functional, and they deliver results in incrementally in bits and parts, and they are responsible to get the project done, to mark the status done, and do all the development testing. It would comprise of the design team, the development, the testing, and everything that involves in the project. They're in charge of finishing the scrum at the sprint on time.
Okay, that's amazing. So can we simply clap for Nishaji for answering this? This is amazing, wonderful. So I was not expecting so quick you will answer like this, but this is a good surprise for me. Thank you. So yeah, going to another person. Mayank, are you ready? I have a question for you.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So Mayank, tell me what exactly you understand from cross-functional and self-organizing team.
Cross-functional self-organizing team. There are there are there are times where do teams cross-functioning between them, so they share some duties. So that's what cross-functional means. And independent. Your second was
Self.
independent team. Self-organizing team is a team which does, of course, needs direction, but they are organized in a way that they take responsibility and they make an accountability in finishing their project.
Okay. So, okay. Thank you for the answer. But the answer has to be more directional, and it is not yet. So I want to ask anyone who can grab this opportunity to answer this. So, Chanchal, you have not spoken. You can. Would you like to grab?
Yes.
Mm.
The development team is self-organized, means they are competent enough to accomplish their work without depending on others. Means they are very self-reliant. What I think.
Cool. And what do you mean by cross-functional?
Cross-functional teams.
Okay, no worries. Thank you for first answer. It was really great. So this is what it is: self-reliant, competent enough, and they are able to manage their own show. What they are taking the responsibility. That's the simple meaning of self-organizing team. So means they are able to take the responsibility of what they have taken as a goal to accomplish. So is it more clearer, Mayank, for you? Self-organizing when I say?
Yes.
Thank you. So yeah.
So, but what about cross-functional?
Coming to that, just wait a second. So yeah, Nishaji, I want you to answer about cross-functional.
By cross-functional, I mean there is all different talents available. Like there's a design team. It's all different functions, different people for different functions. There would be the programming team, the testing team.
And that's the hitting the dart. Rightly said, Nishaji. So cross-functional means what? The different talent in one team. Okay, BA is there, QA is there, programmer is there, senior manager is there, or some architect is there, DevOps teams are there. So different talents in one team. Okay, and that's why this is called as cross-functional. Functional means they are coming from different functionality, they have knowledge of different functions, and they are gelling up together, they are coordinating together, and because they can coordinate with each other and resolve any problem together, that's why these kind of team are called as cross-functional. So did it become more clearer for you, Mayank?
No, yeah, I was trying to define what cross-functional means.
Oh,
but
okay.
You were trying to say, you were saying a development team is cross-functional because it has, in the development team, there are graphic artists, there are business analysts, there are architecture, all working together. Is that what
Yes.
you're trying to say?
Yes.
Is that what you meant? Okay.
Yes.
I was just defining cross-functional.
Okay, no worries.
But you meant what is a cross-functional team, which is the development team. So in Agile, the development team is cross-functional.
Yeah.
That is, product owner is kind of alone, and development Scrum Master is also alone. But in waterfall environment, is the development team cross-functional as well?
So waterfall model, and come again with your question.
No, I'm saying by cross-functional, you mean in Agile, the development team are cross-functional because all these folks are looped together, right? And that's a Agile, that's a Scrum, in the Scrum framework, right?
Right.
In the waterfall framework, it's a different question. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Are they also cross-functional, or it's different? I don't know if that's a good question.
Yeah, good
I'm
question.
just trying to understand
that's a
clearly.
good question. No question is bad question. It's all about bringing the visibility where you are trying to walk the path. So that's awesome question. So let me tell you this thing. So earlier days, in ancient days, I would say, when it was more focused waterfall model. So in waterfall model, people followed the hierarchy. Okay, and every team or every function had their own reporting head. They used to have their own bosses. For example, testers used to have a testers group. They used to report to test lead. BA used to have BA group. They used to report to BA lead, and there used to be a program manager, which was the center, or project manager, which used to be center, and still they used to coordinate with each other. But what used to happen, these fellow member, tester, even developer used to report to dev lead. So they were able to undergo 2-3 layer of reporting. Also, they used to report to their lead as well as program manager on the activities. But in Agile, what exactly happened? So this all together was eliminated. So from the center of excellence, one BA, you remember, product owner who decides who decides the bandwidth, product owner who decides the competency, product owner is the person who decide the best teams are working with him. Okay, and he pulls from the center of excellence, QA, BA, and whatever he needs. He brings everyone together, and he has the best team to work with. Okay, and now they don't need to report to their own leads or something, and they are interacting with each other. Every team member is interacting each other, solving one problem together, and they are giving the status to product owner that how the progress is going on. Scrum Master is just arranging all the growth, okay, arranging all the progress and making sure that whatever the goal has been taken together by this cross-functional team are achieved together by entire this cross-functional team. So did it bring more clarity in your mind about how it is a bit different from waterfall model?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Anyone want to add something else from your experience?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like when we say the development team is self-organizing,
Mm-hmm.
does that mean that the Scrum Master doesn't have to tell you how to go about? Among the team, you decide how you're going to execute the project.
Yeah.
Unless you're stuck and you need help.
Yes. That's
right?
correct.
And there's
That's
no
correct.
hierarchy in this.
No.
Everybody is in the development team.
Yes. Yes. Everyone is in development. Rightly said. Yes. So, yeah. Would you like to add something on what the explanation we shared with Mayank? If you want to add anything from your experience, Chanchal, Nisha, and whatever understanding you have, or you're good, guys? So I would take this as no, you're good with this. So let's come back over here. Okay, so let's start. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the slide what Prerna ji wanted to share with us. So I will jump straight away on that. See, the thing is that sprint planning is the very vast topic. Okay, so we need to cover up, we need to understand that in detail. Okay, and once we understand how the exactly agile framework works, how we exactly would contribute as a agile believer in any IT industry, then we will move towards the being business analyst. Okay, now you have three choices. Okay, three or four choices. Like I was just interacting with Nishaji before you guys were getting inside this room together, that she has a bit inclination towards being UI UX designer. So she might be happy to choose a path of being a designer and become the part of development team and continue the journey in the corporate. So that's one scenario. Second, since you are learning here about the different development team, Scrum team rather, and in the Scrum team, we have product owner as well as Scrum Master. You may come up and would be fascinated with another role, like you want to become a Scrum Master, you want to become a product owner. Okay, and you may target to that. And again, business analysis, business analyst, as I say, that it is the thread which combines all the item and all the project goals together. He is the backbone of any project, and he has the better understanding about the functionality of any project, that how it will build up, and he keeps on providing the solution. Okay, solution in terms of not coding, solution in terms of how the flow will happen of any piece of project, okay, or any piece of software. So you may come up with this, okay, I want to go ahead with this thing, what do you call, with the similar position. But now at this moment, I want you to start thinking that what your goal would be, in terms of being a professional in IT, how exactly you want to become. And gradually, when we touch the BA course, BA complete means training, you will be more clearer that what exactly role I want to take in the industry. So is it giving you more clear picture today that what exactly you want to become when this course will get over and when you want to get placed in the IT? So start thinking about this. So are you with me, guys? Yeah, this is a very deep.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Chanchal. Thank you, Nisha. Thank you for responding. So start thinking that way. And when you think, so as I keep on saying, that when we think, we become. And when you think nothing, you get nothing. Okay. So by the way, before I move into further, I want to ask you guys, are you following a to this one core audio listening program of Earl Nightingale? Are you able to listen?
Yes, once
Okay.
I'm listening every day.
Okay, awesome, awesome, amazing. Chanchal, what about you?
Yes, once like
Okay.
I'll start the day with that. Yeah.
Okay, please do that. Please do that.
Yeah.
And Mayank, you are listening, you said already. Yeah. So I would also ask you some question based on that listening, that what exactly success means to you and what is the core principle. Chanchal, if you are yet to start listening or you are already listening, can you tell me again, please?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay, so can you tell me one key thing which you have identified from that listening? One key thing. What it keeps on telling.
You have to think positively, and people who have a certain goal will succeed eventually.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for answering this. That's one. Mayank, would you like to tell something more on this? One key thing
I
which you
feel
have.
I what I felt, which was very impressive, was your mind is a very powerful instrument, and if you don't use it, and if you're not motivated,
Okay. Okay.
it said you're only using 10% of your mind. If you use 90%, you can achieve a lot.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Thank you so much for this understanding. Nishaji, would you like to add one key thing?
You have to have a goal, so you're going to work towards achieving it. If you don't have a goal,
okay,
you are not heading in that direction, achieving.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. All the answers are right. But one key thing I want to impart and emphasize over here, that the entire record, the entire 30 minutes or 38 minutes talk about only one thing, expecting from you that when you are having a goal and start working on it, have the intent to add what? Anything? Any word comes in your mind? Add what? Have the intent to add value in whatever you are doing. Okay, and why you add value? When you keep on adding value towards your goal, you know, whatever the score behind the value is, so money will follow, the position will follow, everything you are aspiring for, that is going to follow, your dream will follow. So always remember, tomorrow, by being a product owner, if you are getting a position in IT or in corporate, you need to remember that I need to add value to this project. If I have taken, it may happen let me share some layman example. Okay, we are at home, okay, and we are family, and sometime it may happen that when you are sibling, right, and your parents are there, and you feel like having a glass of water, so sometime casually you will say to someone, to your sibling, hey, give me a glass of water, bring me a glass of water, and he or she will tell you, hey, you go ahead and get your own. Okay, I'm not going to do that. That's okay, that's the casual approach, that's what we are in family. But when you are coming to add some value in corporate by using your position, you need to think that apart from this delivery of glass of water, what else I can give it to my client, so that it will give the enrichment, it will give the rich experience to my client, which simply may surprise him. Okay, and that's how you would follow the continuous recommendation. Is it making some sense to you guys? Because for every service or every work, this intent actually works. Intent becomes the idea, and then it becomes the part of implementation, and then it ignites the income. Did it make sense? Whatever I told you, it is making any relation on the training program on which we are walking the path together?
Yes.
Thank you. Chanchal, are you with me on this? And Nisha? Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Chanchal. So let's start the game. So it may either finish a bit before. So always keep this intent high of adding the value. That's what my appeal would be from each one of you. Okay, so how sprint planning is structured. Yesterday we left over here where Prerna ji was explaining about Scrum planning process. She talked about what all inputs are there, sprint planning is there, output is there. Do you remember the slide? Yesterday we just left on this slide. Do you remember? Yeah, Mayank says yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nishaji, yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's move further. So how is sprint planning structured? So it is very, very important. First, we need to understand what exactly happens in sprint planning. So before I start talking about this, how exactly it happens, I need to understand from you. Anyone can answer this. What exactly so far you have understood that what exactly happens in sprint planning? And nothing is wrong and right. It's all about understanding. Yes, ma'am.
I think one thing is for sure in the planning, all the stakeholders, project owner, product owner are all combined together and organized by the Scrum Master. The discussion happens, and it's his duty to make sure the all the impediments are taken away.
Okay, that's through Scrum Master. Anyone else would like to add what exactly happens in sprint planning? What is the goal behind sprint planning? Why this happens? Yes.
Sprint planning, they basically decide what all work they're going to take from the product backlog to the sprint backlog, and what all they will finish in how much time, and how are they going to execute it.
Cool. That's wonderful answer. Anything else? Chanchal, would you like to add something? What do you understand by sprint planning? We just want to simplify the things. That's why I'm asking the question.
To create the initial plan of how we'll be delivering the product, and which items will come in the coming sprint backlog.
That's super awesome answer. So impressive. Thank you. So yeah, so as the name suggests, it is talking about sprint. What is sprint? Sprint is nothing but your piece of one goal, okay, which we are together trying to achieve it. And the plan word itself is suggesting you that now we have to gear up, start, bring the readiness. We have to start the readiness to start taking the step towards walking the path towards the goal. And goal is what? Accomplishment of the sprint. Okay, so when we talk about sprint planning, we are going to decide this one scope. And the scope is what exactly we are going to include. You remember yesterday's example I was giving from the sales, and say for example in that being that a project, I decide that KYC will be one of the scope that will be the epic. And second, I decide that what else was there. I don't remember. I need to open up that. Just give me a second, guys. Let me open up my whiteboard from yesterday. Excuse me. Yeah, just give me a second. I'm opening up the whiteboard yesterday we had. Yeah, the whiteboard is opening. Okay, so whatever I have remembered so far, I'm sharing with you. So one was the KYC part. Say for example, another would be a feature part. Okay, and I decide I will go ahead with that. So I will pull that into the scope. Okay, we are going to first bring this in our next immediate upcoming sprint. Okay, and next immediate sprint backlog item. So why it has not opened? So let's do one more thing, okay, which will make you of more interest. I have just now opened up this one tool, which we call it as what? Can you see something what I am doing on the screen? I'm trying to open something up. Who can see that?
No, I can't see.
Okay, let me reshare my screen. Okay, because I'm just sharing the uh, slide itself. So I'm resharing my screen and I'm trying to open something. Okay, that has been closed already. So I was trying to open a new tool which you are going to use as a business analyst in the future. Okay, so have you seen something over here? What has opened up? Anyone can answer this?
Yes, we can see a white screen having a central topic and
Yeah. So this is called as mind map. Okay, this is one of the tools. Thank you so much. It's Dipti, right?
yes, yeah.
Thank you. So what exactly we discussed yesterday? We discussed about selling. Okay, so selling being one project, what was there? So who can remind me? One was KYC. Okay, what was it? What else was there? Who can remind me?
There was requirements gathering, then there was training, and what else was there?
Training was there. Yeah, training. I remember. Understanding your client was the part of. It was the part of KYC only. So who else remember anything from yesterday? Yeah, Chanchal Nisha.
Commercialization.
Yes.
Something related to that.
Yeah, commercialization was the part which was talking about the charges or something. Commercialization. So yesterday I took what the support of this whiteboard, and we talked about the understanding, and it gave us one terminology which is about KYC. The another was available product. Okay, so product showcase, we talked about that. Okay, product showcase. So this tool is called as what? Mind map. How many of you have seen this already, or you are seeing this for first time? If you can.
First time.
Okay, thank you. So who
First
else?
time.
First time. Okay, Mayank, what about you? Okay, so training, commercialization, available product showcase. So I have got that. Okay, so now let's get more deeper. Okay, and understand this, because the more we will get into the details of it, it's not about making things redundant. It's about making things easier, more closer, more understandable for you. And that's why you may find things are getting repeated in a different manner. And sprint planning is so much vast, you should be sensing it, that in fact at 3 o'clock in the morning, if I wake you up, you should be able to talk about sprint planning. Does it make some sense how important it is? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so fantastic. So Dipti, what exactly we are doing here, we are discussing on sprint planning, and what I have gathered over here. So this is nothing but one project having different epics. Can you tell me something else, a selling part? Okay, could be the selling part. Anything. You can think it aloud. Anything it could be. Say, for example,
selling a product, right? So we are trying to sell a banking product.
Any product, nothing like banking only. But yeah, yesterday we gave the example of credit card, so you can relate with that banking product and you can give the answer.
Right. So if we are selling a product, then first of all, we need to understand the need. What is the need of that? Why we need it?
Yeah.
And then the advantages of having it.
Okay.
The benefits of having it.
So can that come under product showcase, where we are talking about why we need it? So let me go to the different branches. Why? Okay. Then
hello, I have a question. Why we need it? Shouldn't that be in knowing your customer, that we would know why are we?
So there are two things. Why we need product okay, as a stakeholder, or say for example as a owner of the product, and why customer need it. Okay, so there are two things: why we need to bring the product and why customer would require that. So yes, why would also be the part of KYC. Okay, so it is not that it is going to be the unique field only or unique thing only. Is it making some sense? Do you agree that this question will be valid for both of them? If you are seller, why you need to sell this, and if you are buyer, you need to ask, why do I need that? Yeah, when say for example, tomorrow you come up with some idea. Say for example, this is a total new world and toothbrush does not exist at all, right? And all of a sudden you get a surprise and you came with the one awesome product, and it is called as toothbrush. So you would give more contemplation, and find that if I'll sell this toothbrush to the world, they are going to clean their teeth. Okay, they will maintain more awesome hygiene, because this is the first time someone is launching the toothbrush in this entire world. Now you will start selling about it, and you will start creating the demand about it. And the more you will create the demand and you will talk to your customer, you will make them realize why they actually need it. And it's not about when you will say that why they need it, they will understand. This insight has to come from the customer itself. Yes, I need it because I need to clean my teeth. So what exactly happens? First you understood your why, and customer understood their why. So this why became most important for both of them. Did it make sense? Yeah, I'm clear. Are you with me, Mayank?
Yes.
Thank you. So now understand. So what I was telling, any another item, say for example, here I have added this thing, generating lead. Okay, because this is very, very important. You are not going to sell to only one person. You need to have many people. Okay, because your product has to be sold out to many people, one to many. Yeah. So
any incentive like discount or different schemes?
okay, we can also take schemes. Okay, so scheme will go somewhere else. Do you think?
It should be incentive or scheme.
Okay, so
That should be pricing.
Yeah, so can this go into commercialization scheme incentive, these things? Yeah. Yes. Rewards. Okay, so I brought this. Commercialization has got the scheme, it has got incentive. So are you guys with me, agreeing with this, whatever I'm doing? I'm not doing anything just in the dark. It's all about bringing the clarity. Okay, so now let's generate some more features. Now divide KYC. So KYC, yesterday we have divided in personal identification. Okay, then KYC had another that was family identification part. You remember this? Family IDs. Is it making sense to you guys, whatever I'm doing?
Yes, it actually brings a lot of clarity. Thank you.
Okay. So now, what else? Personal ID, family ID, what else we had discussed yesterday? Have we discussed anything else? Do you remember? Because I don't exactly remember what else we had discussed. Okay, don't worry. But still, so personal ID, family ID, what else? Say, for example, in the corporate America, I need to check your this thing. Sanction records. Does it make sense? It's about your whether you are legit to have this product or not, right? So I need to check your
security, your credit score.
Yeah, your score. Yeah, so they have there are two scores, one credit score, and also I could say your risk score. Okay, risk scores. Risk score could be various things. Risk score due to habits. Okay, habits could be drug, alcohol, or anything, right? Drug, alcohol, and then risk may have also about your a companion, a company. Is it making some sense? How would I generate the data of a company? Where do you go? Where do you live? In which area you stay? And if you are associated with some special kind of organization, something to trail your past and your present. Okay, so is it making some sense that I'm as a banker or seller, I'm getting some data from you to check your past record as a human being, so that I'm making sure that this person once become my customer, he is not a potential defaulter. Yeah, and also I may see its sanction history. Okay, sanction history, or say criminal record. Yeah, these all will come under what? Come under risk. So has it made sense so far, guys? Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So now let's go to credit. So credit has about current credit score. Okay, current credit score, then credit score 6 months ago. So I will call it credit score, CS, CS before 6 months. Okay, 6 months ago. So that is one checkpoint. Another checkpoint would be, say for example, credit score within 6 months and credit score beyond 1 year. Okay, so that I know your past credit score, how you have utilized the things, like your money. So family ID will consist of your spouse. Okay, spouse details. Okay, immediate family details. Okay, immediate family details could be your father or children based on your age. Okay, personal ID will be your driving license, your passport ID. Okay, or your national security number, social security number. Okay, has it made sense? Did you get more clarity about KYC, how it has branched out itself in the various user story? Now consider this is one project, and this project has various features. KYC training, we can go in more in depth of it. Okay, but we have taken one feature as an example. So training, when you will enlarge it, when you will brainstorm it, you will find it has more features coming up. The same will go for commercialization, generating lead, and product showcase. Okay, so this you can also tell it as what? Epic. Okay, can I name it as epic? Yeah, then you can call it as what? User story. Okay, Dipti, am I going good? Since you are coming from the past training as well, so you can add something more. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. So and risk. So this is user story. Are you with me, guys? Yeah. Now this user story have got more features. Now what I can do, sprint planning has started, and in sprint planning we have considered that we will work on two epics, training and KYC. I'm just giving an example. Okay, and development team would say, okay, why don't we bring product showcase? Because we are doing, see, sprint planning has started. Okay, product owner is sitting where it happens, in a good wide room where all the stakeholders are together. Scrum master has arranged the board and everything. Everyone has got the sticky notes. Everyone has started thinking. They are discussing. Visualize this. This is happening in one big boardroom. Okay, so are you with me, guys? Able to visualize? Okay,
Yes.
thank you. So now someone says that, okay, I totally understand. Everything is epic, but I don't think we need to prioritize this training immediately because we have to deliver something to the client, and let's move this up. Okay, let's move this up, and quickly what I'm going to do, let's do this thing. This is a very interesting thing will happen. So 1, then 2. I'm prioritizing now. Yeah. So you can answer me that what to take first. Okay. So you can give it the complexity. How many items are there? Okay. Total, how many epics you can see? Can someone answer while I'm doing this? How many epics are there on right hand side?
5.
5. Okay. So I'm creating 5. Okay. 5. Now randomly what I'll do, this is going to be very more interesting thing. So I'm just going randomly, pulling commercialization here, KYC here, and then training here, and then generating lead here. Okay, and what else? Product epic here. Okay, so give me a second. Yeah, so wait a second. Okay, something has gone not well. So I'm just unfolding everything. Unfolding everything. Just give me a second. Everything has come at one direction. I'm taking everything over here. Okay. So you said now let's expand everything. I need to do what? Expand everything. So let me expand. Okay, nothing to expand. Okay, one is expanded already. Okay, so now I see we have 4 points only. Is it? 5th is not required. So let's go through. KYC is 1. No, so KYC has to go in some 5th one because it did not have number. Now every item has got the number, right? And we saw that first we talked about generating lead, training, commercialization, KYC, and what else? Product showcase. Now this is the time to prioritize the thing. Say, for example, you guys are a Scrum Master, product owner, and development team. Okay. So I would say that Scrum Master is Mayank, and Nisha is BA, and Chanchal and Dipti, both are going to work on this item as tester and developer. Those are the part of development team. Now I need input from you because we are, and I can be the product owner. Okay, so guys, now tell me that I have created the epic already. So we have to fulfill clients selling game, and how we are going to fix it, because what I have identified and consulted with client that they need to have these things. What? Generating lead, one system to generate lead, one system to train their train their sellers, train their buyers, one thing that customer can come to their system and get to know about the commercialization, and another thing that client needs to check their KYC on just at the start of any program they offer to their client. And for that, client, their end user, means your client's end user, has to aware about what all the product our client has. Say for example, my client is any bank in America you can name. Can you name any bank? Anyone?
Bank of America.
Okay, BOF. So BOFA, Bank of America. So Bank of America is having 4 types of credit card, and their end user are like us. Okay, and every individual. So they need to talk about their product. So now tell me, guys, Scrum Master, not Scrum Master. Scrum Master has arranged everything for us. Okay, but rest of the people, what do you think that should be come at first? What exactly client would be needing at first? Can you come up with the answer?
What is this generating lead?
So generating lead to get more client. Okay, so as an individual, it was as an individual, but yeah, it is not, if not making sense, you can park it, or we will work on
It's like having more customers.
having more
like
customer, having more
having
customer.
more customers for Bank of America, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Credit card customer. So yeah, that's a good question, and great that you asked it, and that's why there would be something on this item. But I want to understand, what will you pull first? So product owner, development team, and yeah, please advise. BA, tester, anyone can advise.
I think first thing should be KYC. First thing, we have to know our customers.
Okay.
The details.
Okay.
Details about the customers.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much for this answer. And if we have to give it a point, because this is the 5 items, let's understand its complexity and priority. So how complex this is, means how prioritize, how important it is to deliver at the first stage. Are we all agreeing on this? What who has said that? Dipti, you had mentioned that.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so are we all agreeing with Dipti that this is of the highest priority thing? What? The KYC.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, Chanchal, thank you. You agree, Nisha? Everyone has to speak.
Yes.
Okay, so
Agreed.
thank you. I'm bringing this on point number 1. That is, it has been prioritized to deliver for first epic. Okay. And that's how I cannot put 2 epic in 1 epic, and that's why I'm pulling back this generating lead to the 5th position. Okay, so my number 1 priority has been decided in this first sprint planning meeting. Now what will go next? What will come on the 2nd position?
I think product showcase.
Product showcase. Okay, thank you, Chanchal. And if it is coming on the product showcase at the 2nd point, what else is this? Training. I'm pulling it at the 4th point. Okay, so who all are agreeing on the product showcase before I keep it here?
I agree.
Agreed.
Okay. What about you, Dipti?
I think product showcase will be, once we finalize everything. So commercialization should come second, and then we can have product showcase and training.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
We need to finalize everything in the scheme and incentives. Then only we can showcase the product to the client.
But say for example, we have not we don't have the product itself, so we will fix the pricing and commercialization against what? Is it a question? Valid question.
Okay, yeah. So you are saying that if we don't have a product, how we will start with the pricing and all?
Yeah. because anyways for the client, they will come to know, okay, we have the product. Now let's move to the pricing it. Let's move towards the another stuff under the product. Yeah, is it making sense? Because
So
we can,
I think that this heading is a bit confusing because product showcase is showcasing what we have already decided. So it's not showcasing. We are not showcasing it. We are just finalizing the product.
See, by product showcase, what we actually meant was that we are showing these products to the customer, and then first we are knowing our customer, then we are showcasing these products to the customer, and then he selects it. So that was the kind of a thinking behind.
Yeah, but I think Dipti has some another point over here. Is it, Dipti? So can you bit more clearer?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, what my perception is, product showcase is showing something which we have already finalized. Like we have finalized the product and every product pricing and everything, and then we are showcasing it to the client.
Okay.
I mean, that was my perception.
That's right. That's right. So let me tell you this thing, that this Bank of America, for which we have taken the project, okay, together, Guru Schools has taken the project, and they have decided to work upon the project, the activity they already do it. Okay, and now they have two things. So the one scenario could be they didn't have the software under which they maintain everything, whatever we are discussing. That is one. Second, they have already a software, but they need to modify it further. Okay, and when you are understanding that what they have is already in the existence, that's right, they can have these all things in the existing. They are already doing it. Okay, and me as a product owner have already talked to client. Okay, and I would have suggested him, okay, we will come with the prioritization. You agree with that later, whether it is of your high priority thing or not. Does it make sense? And when you are saying that, I understand that product showcase means products are already available. Yes, products are already available, and product will also get added in the future. Still, if I consider that, I need to understand pricing would also be, pricing would also be defined already. But should I be worried about the pricing? If that's the case, then I think, see, the charges will come to the client later on. Okay, so first I need to let me ask this question. When do you pay for any goods? Once you receive that, or you pay that in advance?
No, yeah. So product will come first, and then only we can decide on the pricing.
Yeah. Do you also agree with this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. And the purpose behind asking this question is so that we all brainstorm together and come on the one point with the understanding, just not because I'm saying or you are saying, or not. Understanding has to be one. Okay, and that's how we work in the corporate. Everyone, and this is the style. Okay, we need to talk to each other. We need to understand, and when we understand, we work in harmony. We work in alignment, and we all together walk the same goal. Okay, and that's why this sprint planning also with the same intent and the same purpose takes place. So what I have done, we have decided two things in the sprint planning. And okay, so how long it will take? When we say that it will, the entire KYC, we have broken it down in the different features, will take 2 weeks of time, and it will take 2 weeks of time, and I see that 4 weeks will go away. Can we finalize this entire sprint to be of 4 weeks only, and we won't go beyond that? Say, with this discussion, we will move to the Scrum Master. What Scrum Master has to say? Scrum Master say, let's go ahead with the 4 weeks. Okay, so once it is finalized, what we will, as a product owner, we will say, we will meet in the next sprint planning meeting. Okay, we will meet in the next sprint planning meeting, and we will work on these backlog items. What all these are called as backlog item, product backlog item. Okay, so in the sprint planning, everyone has agreed upon that. This has become the user stories. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and everyone will be assigned. Now, we have these features inside these user stories. Okay, so in fact, what I will do, I will create a more different user story, and it has a different activities. Okay, so what all the activities it may have. One, the feature will be developed by dev team. The moment the feature is being developed, it also will have testing. Now dev team will also have two parts. Say for example, designing. See, these are what? These are now called as activities. Okay, so I will mark it activity. So in fact, I'm just thinking with you guys. So in fact, this is one epic. Okay, and I would take it as one project itself. Okay, and then these could be epics, and these could be user story. Okay, and these are activity already. And when it comes to dev, so dev can have one designing part, one coding part, and they also do what? Do you know they also do unit testing? How many of you know this? That development team, whatever they create first, they test that as well, whether I have created that is right or not. And that is called as introspection. And then testing team will do what? They will write the script designing, or say it has another word, test case writing. Okay, and then they have test execution. So I have created the, as a product owner, I have created the activities and assigned to people. So this will also follow the same thing. Okay, so BA can at the same time create the BA activities, some document. Okay, and when I come up with this, Scrum Master can extend his hand, and he can create the Kanban chart or Scrum dashboard, which is ongoing, which is not going on. So now quickly I will showcase you something. Okay, how exactly this Scrum board will look like. Okay, just give me a moment. I'm just bringing that for your understanding. Okay, just give me a second. I'm bringing that in front of you. Just be patient with me. So it is responding little slow, but I think that's fine. Yeah. So here, what I'm going to do, I will be pausing the recording, because I don't want this has to come in the recording, because what the data I'll be sharing with you, that is not meant to share in public, and recording will go in the public. That's why. So wait a second. And this is just for, I'm doing for this group only. So generally I don't do. So I don't know what has happened. It's not opening up. What do you see on the screen, guys? Are you able to see anything on the screen? Just give me a moment. I'll just come back. Someone is at the door. Recording. So now you have understood what exactly happens in real time in the Scrum board, in Kanban board, and so in this duration, we have understood that thing in detail about the user story. Now coming back to our sprint planning part. So here, what exactly we discussed? We discussed about what to have and what not to have, and that decided my scope. So in sprint planning, we decided a scope to keep the KYC part and also the product showcase part. So we decided the scope. Now I want someone to read it. So who can read this part quickly? First reader. Any volunteer? No one interested to read? Okay, Dipti, thank you. Thank you for unmuting. Yeah, please go ahead.
I usually don't unmute because of the background noise of my kids.
You have good background though, but yeah, thanks for the help. Yeah, go ahead.
How is sprint planning? I think there's
Yeah.
How is sprint planning structured? Sprint planning is typically split into two parts. Part one is scope. The team selects which item from a prioritized list of ready product backlog items, usually expressed as a user story. They forecast they will be able to complete during the sprint. So the team selects which item from the already prioritized list of product backlog items they forecast will be able to complete during the sprint. Here's a sample agenda for the first part of sprint planning. What is the goal for the sprint? Use this as a decision filter to determine which product backlog items to include in the sprint. And the second is what product backlog item are ready and contribute towards the sprint goal.
Okay, thank you for reading, Dipti. So now tell me, guys, all of you, whatever we have spoken so far, did it resonate? Whatever it is written over here, did it? Could you resonate with that? Okay, whatever is written, whatever Dipti read over here, did you find relevant what we have discussed, presented, and went through in this mind map? Are you with me so far? Yeah.
Yes, we can totally relate it now. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this feedback. Now let's move further and understand this. So who else can take this? So this is a continuation part. Let me quickly go through, and then in between I will ask you guys to go through. So how is sprint planning structured? Who is available for the sprint? Scrum Master, pay attention. You need to work on this. So who is available for the sprint? Identify any vacations, holidays, other activities that will impact everyone's calendar. Okay. And accordingly, you have to decide a sprint planning date and chair the sprint planning meeting. Okay, Scrum Master, did you get that? Yes. Tell me yes or thumbs up if you understand that, being a Scrum Master. Yeah. So first of all, I want to hear yeses from everyone so that I will understand you are still able to hear me. So Dipti has just now spoken, Nisha has answered, Chanchal has shown thumbs up. Yeah, Mayank.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. So yeah. The another pointer is what is the team's capacity based on everyone's availability, that we need to understand whether they would be available or they would be busy in some another stuff. So accordingly, we have to plan this. What items will the team include on the sprint backlog based on the sprint goal and the team's capacity? Say, for example, just now we are done with the first sprint planning meeting. This KYC part and second product showcase is over. Now I know that in next sprint planning meeting, what all we need to include. So we are going to talk about commercialization, generating lead, and training. Say, for example, in sprint planning meeting, we only could prioritize sprint commercialization and training. One left out part that will automatically go for the next sprint. Okay, because it has not been prioritized. Okay, so that's how we are discussing in the sprint planning. How confident does the team feel that they will be able to meet the sprint goal? Okay, so when we talked about duration, when we talked about the availability of every person, dev team and BA, we should be confident enough that 4 sprint ka time mila hai and everyone is going to achieve that in the design and decided time. Okay, decided time frame. Because you remember when I talk about sprint has to be what? Time boxed. Remember this terminology. So time boxed is the keyword. Now, how it is structured. So it has the second part is called as plan. The team discusses in more detail how they will deliver the selected product backlog item. Remember, in interview, people will be talking about product backlog item in abbreviation as PBI. Okay, what is PBI? Can someone answer me?
Product backlog item.
Yes. So it is quite obvious. This is product backlog item, and this may include identifying tasks for the product backlog item, and that's what we have discussed, right, in the mind map. So everything is very well structured and very well, we did just now as a part of discussion. And here you understand this part also we have discussed, that a planning of project release we are doing, we are creating the product backlog item, we have created in front of you in the mind map. Who is responsible for that? It was product owner. He has to create the product backlog item, and together what exactly, when we prioritize that, we bring in sprint zero. Sprint zero is nothing but your first sprint, and this sprint planning has to have a duration of 6 to 8 hours for any sprint which is bigger than 4 weeks. Okay, so 6 to 8 hours may go in the sprint planning meeting. Understand, when I'm talking about 6 to 8 hours, means the entire day go. And if it is a less than for 2 to 4 weeks, then 2 to 4 hours you can give to sprint planning. Then who will be responsible? Again, Scrum team will be responsible for sprint backlog item, to prioritizing things when the discussion is going on. Scrum master can take the notes and all, and Scrum development team is also involved in that. So the moment the sprint is finalized, what exactly happens? It moves further in the daily Scrum. So from tomorrow, you guys have started working upon and meeting every day in the daily Scrum, and you are talking 3 things. What are these 3 things? Ask me at last. Okay, in the daily Scrum, we are going to talk about 3 items. Don't ask, or even you can answer that without asking me if you are knowing already in the last slide. Okay, so what exactly happens? It goes for 10 to 15 minutes. Everyone talks about 3 things. So we will be talking about that soon. Then what exactly happens? They go back, they disperse, they continue their work and work for 6 hours, next 6 hours, and they analyze their activity, they complete their activity. The moment things are completed, sprint is over, that is shipped, that is deployed. Deployment is the keyword. So what exactly happens? Sometimes you find that you see that when you go to a website, you see that the website is under construction. Okay, so we will back soon. So have you ever experienced such thing on any website in your life?
Yes.
Anyway, okay,
Yes.
so what exactly happens when these are called as production environment, where end user can access to the real application? But when you see that they are saying that we will come back soon, it means some deployment activity is going on from one environment. When it has passed and it has been green, now it is getting ready to come to the real environment where the end user can access, which we call it as a production. Okay, so remember this keyword. Production means where end user can access that. Are you with me so far and able to register these keyword? Answer, miss. Yes, if you are. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you for thank you for telling powerfully yes, because it builds my confidence that you guys are getting that. So the cold yeses are like you are somewhere confused. Thank you. So yeah, so where we were here, and then again the moment it is over, at the same time sprint review, that could be the next part in the same circle before the this goes inside the shipment or deployment. We have demo to the client. Okay, we continued working and then we ship it, and the moment we ship it, we move to the next sprint planning meeting, and again things will start from here for the next sprint. It might have given you more clearer picture. Now again the same thing we are defining in a different way, in a different pictography manner. So here project is nothing but a vision, and then release planning is happening. What is release planning? But nothing but the part of sprint planning. How many releases we can do? So releases may happen that for one sprint we may have two release means 2 round of testing will happen. Okay, before we will ship that to client in the production. So when we are shipping that to the client in the production or in any new environment, how these things will follow. The moment things are being developed, so where they will be developed, these things will be developed in which environment? So anyone, can anyone answer that? We are continuously talking about environment. So in which environment things will be developed? Any answer?
Incremental?
No, that's not environment. So someone was saying one more word. It was
development environment.
Yeah, that will be the development
Dev.
environment. Yeah, dev environment. And when dev things are being developed in dev environment, and when everything I find as a developer and dev lead as a green, with the scrum master and product owners consultant means consultancy, what I'll do with product owner will decide, now this is the time to release this ready dev environment into which environment? Once development is done, where it will go? Can anyone answer that? When you have designed something, what will you do?
Testing environment.
Testing environment. It will go to test environment. You will just test that whether it is really working or not, whatever I have developed, right? Yes or yes? Everyone is with me so far? Yes, guys?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And now, once one testing is done, okay, 2 cycles are done as per release planning. 2 cycle of testing is done. Now, where it will go? Dev is done. Test environment is done. Now, in which environment it should go?
It should be done.
Yeah, but I'm talking about one environment. In which environment it should go?
Release.
Deployment.
Okay, there was one more.
Demo or sprint review.
No. I have been talking just now, talked twice only. So it's called as production environment.
Production or pre-prod or production.
Yeah. So I was just coming into that. So just before production, going to production, it also come to pre-production environment. So what exactly happens? So in production environment, it gets released directly to the customer. Your customer's customer, your immediate customer's customer, you as a company's customers means first it will be released to Bank of America, and then Bank of America will release that to the real production. But when it will come to Bank of America, so Bank of America business users will also be testing that in one environment, and that environment will be called as pre-production environment. Okay, just before production, it will be pre-production environment. So there will happen beta testing and all these things happens. Okay, so business users and some more close client will also be test that. Okay, so has it made some sense to you guys, whatever I have spoken so far? Yeah, you are with me. Thank you for your answer. Yes. So now let's go to this another thing. So what exactly happens in sprint planning? Through discussion, what we do, we keep on providing the input. Okay, and who does that, how it happens, and what exactly we want to achieve. These things undergo in the sprint planning section itself. And then output is what? Nothing but your new product ready for end user. Input is what? Your epic, your goal is your project. Okay, so whatever we have discussed so far in the sprint planning, let's move further and understand if there is something more. So what we have understood in sprint planning, the how part is very, very important. How we are going to achieve some goals. The development team plans the work necessary to deliver. Again, what will happen, say for coming back to the same example of KYC. So in KYC, dev team will work that, okay, so we have been talked about DL, passport and SSN. We have to create these all activity in sprint 1 itself, in the first sprint itself. So now they can prioritize the thing what they want to take first. Okay, they can prioritize internally, and then and they are going to decide how it is going to integrate with each other, and based on that they decide, okay, so SSN is a field which might be required in DL, which might be also required in passport. Okay, passport is a passport number is a feature which can be part of DL as well, because based or vice versa. So they, with this brainstorming, they are discussing which needs to be developed first. Okay, or say for example in SSN we also has to have the passport identification number or DL identification number. Guys, whatever I'm sharing, this is not exactly how it happens, but this is what I'm thinking it loud for purpose to let you understand well. Okay, so this is just exemplary purpose, so I hope you are getting me. So yeah, so they understand and they work necessary items to bring up to deliver as per sprint goal. Ultimately the resulting sprint plan is negotiation between the development team and product owner based on value and effort. So you guys can decide as a diff part that which has to be delivered first and which has to be taken first. Okay, the who will do that? You cannot do sprint planning without the product owner or the development team. Dev team direct or scrum master cannot go ahead and tell that, okay, I will come back once my sprint planning will be done. So this is totally incorrect statement, impossible statement, because it has to be done in presence of product owner and dev team. The product owner and whatever the terminology I am using, these are very, very, very important, can be the part of your question. Okay, interview question. So is it making some sense and you are still stick up with whatever I'm delivering over here with you in front of you guys? Are you with me, everyone?
Yes. So I have a quick question. Epic, usually what we read was like 4 weeks or something. But if we are adding all these things, how does the timeline work?
I did not get your question. Can you be more clearer?
At some point in time, we had talked about that one epic is supposed to be for 4 weeks.
Sprint. One sprint has, yeah.
One sprint is supposed to be 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
in a sprint, there are different epics.
Yeah, in sprint we can take 1 or 2 epics, but right now what we had decided, let's go back to the same example. So in this this is one of the epic KYC we are going to develop, and what we have understood that we can take in this sprint 2 things. Say for example it is going to be for 4 weeks, one sprint you are telling 4 weeks, or I might have referred it for 4 weeks. So say for example it might get over in 2 weeks, and it will take another 2 weeks. Okay, or it may take 1 week, or it may take 3 weeks, or it may take 3 weeks, or it may take 1 week. Anything may happen. Okay, so it all based upon the sprint planning. Okay, but I have, as a product owner, have given it a green to go. I have given it a green to go under first sprint, and first sprint of 4 weeks. Okay,
so right now we are planning like KYC is the first sprint, right?
No, KYC is not a first sprint. KYC is a first feature or to be developed, which also we call it as an epic. Okay, the first sprint has 2 different features, okay, which we are targeting to develop.
Okay, first sprint has 2 different features, which is KYC and product.
Yes, product showcase.
Those are part of the first sprint, and in this first sprint, if we are a timeline is 4 weeks, we are trying to do both of them in 4 weeks.
Yes, because what is sprint? Sprint is nothing but timeline. It's nothing but duration, right? And epic is what? Features, functionality, which we are going to develop. Yeah. So always understand that whenever we are talking about sprint is nothing but timeline. It's nothing but duration. Okay, so always keep yourself reminding, because if this is coming up for the first time, second time, or third time, so you need to remind this, that sprint is nothing but time. Sprint is nothing but the time. You cannot develop sprint in an epic because an epic can be developed in the sprint. Why? Because sprint is the timeline. Functionality has to be completed within the time. The time does not have to be completed within the functionality. Am I making sense?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so and it's totally normal, because first time when we are going through, it is okay to come up with this question because it flourish more clarity in our life. Okay, so it's very important question, and good you asked us, so that all together we are getting more clearer picture. Okay, so let me recheck whether my recording is on. Okay, so this is a very vast subject, and I have not covered even the half of the slides. Okay, so let me quickly go ahead. So guys, you are comfortable going ahead, because I think we have come closer to the end of this 90 minutes. So are you still
Yes.
comfortable? Yeah, energy is there. Yes, everyone. Say
Yes.
energy. Okay,
Yes.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Cool. I'm loving this then. So you cannot do sprint planning without the product owner. The product owner defines the goal best, and that's what I have spoken already. The product owner defines the goal. The development team needs to understand how they can or cannot deliver the goal. That goal, if either is missing from this event, it makes planning the sprint almost impossible. So now the underlining and bottom line is this: everyone has to present in sprint planning. Okay, be it product owner, scrum master, and no one should be missing from the dev team. Okay, so are you clear so far? And confidence also. Then come to input and output part. Input is nothing but a great starting point for the sprint plan is the product backlog, as it provides a list of stuff. So we had the list of stuff, right? We created it live. Okay, we with discussion we created. Okay, as it provides a list of stuff that could potentially be part of the current sprint, the team should also look at the existing work done in the increment and have a view into capacity. So in sprint 2, when we meet again, guys, so we have come up with the readiness of KYC. It has been done, and product showcase has been done. And in sprint 2, we are, say for example, taking up commercialization only. Okay, because I understand, and this is not the true, this is just for example. So after understanding and after discussion, we found that commercialization itself will take another 4 weeks. Okay, so I will market second sprint, and in this second sprint, I might require to integrate some part with this KYC or and also with the product showcase, and I should be able to integrate that. So how I can be more clearer? Say for example, I have created two things. Okay, I have created two features. One, I'm sharing the different example. One is cash deposit and one is cash withdrawal. Two features one core banking project has developed. Now, we had told that we will be developing one more feature, which is called as what? Which is called as account opening. Okay, so if in the second sprint I am opening the account, so I'll have to integrate this account opening part with cash deposit and cash withdrawal. Without a So what will happen in account opening part? I will have to enable account number. I will have to link the customer details with the account. Why? Because this cash withdrawal and cash deposit functionality will work with that account. And until unless account won't be opened, cash withdrawal and cash deposit functionality won't work. Okay, but in our first sprint planning, we decided we will work on account opening feature later on, and that came into the second. Okay, so that's why this integration has to happen, that cash withdrawal and cash deposit part has to be integrated with the third feature, which is called as account opening. So is it making some sense, whatever just now I gave the example with that? Are you able to understand it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for
Yes.
your answer. Thank you. Now, so this we have decided based on the capacity, and the output will be what? The most important outcome for the sprint planning meeting is the team can describe the goal of the sprint and how they will start working toward that goal. This is made visible in the sprint backlog, and I made sure that whatever I was talking should be, you all guys should be able to visualize that clearly. And I'm happy to say that what I found with your feedback and with your conversation, that you guys were able to visualize that. Yes or yes? Yes. Are you saying yes to this, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback, guys. And let's move further. So, yeah. So this is another way. So this is another pictorial way. So product backlog item, not necessary just without any board or something, only pen and paper. It may not happen. There could be whiteboard as well. Okay, that whiteboard could be also digital whiteboard. I just now showed you the Scrum board, the Kanban board, and in that everything was written, which was in progress, which was under plan, which was to do. Under plan was nothing but the to do, and which features has been done. Say for example, we are in sprint 3. Okay, the sprint 3, and we know what all part has been done, and we also know that what all part are pending to do, and that's why those are also called as backlog item. Okay, product backlog item, and which has to move where. So say for example, we have come to the sprint planning meeting, the board is ready, and what this product owner is doing, he is pulling things from product backlog item to the sprint backlog item. Okay, so which has to be prioritized, and how it is happening based on this discussion in the meeting with the development team, scrum master, and again this guy is turning back and talking to them, and then adjusting the scrum board. Okay, and whatever we have shipped, so we have flagged that. Okay, that is done. Okay, so and that I have moved as in done. So these are the pictorial representation. Let's move further. Scrum sprint. During a sprint, there is a development team that comprises of cross-functional, we have already discussed, who are capable of achieving this could include software engineer, architect. I have already spoken about it. Okay, so what exactly happens? So every cross-functional team will undergo training, coaching, and mentoring. For what purpose? For achieving the project goal together. And then how many slides are there? I think there are more. So yeah, so guys, are you able to digest more? Because I have gone further. Okay, so can we stay back a bit more, 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and complete this? Yeah. And if it is not very heavy for you, if it is heavy, we can take a pause and we can come back again tomorrow. I need answer, feedback. What do you want? Continue and take a pause? C or P? What is your answer?
I'm okay to continue.
Okay, who else?
I'm also okay.
Okay, fine. Mayank, you are also okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So let's move further. And while I'm moving further, I'm also sipping water. Thank you for being open to continue, because otherwise this is a really heavy item. And I'm glad that you are open to do that. Otherwise, what may happen, the moment we keep on listening, what exactly happens, sometime our brain does not remain open and thought process also. So yeah, before sprint, what exactly happens? So have we covered this one? Yes. And before sprint, there is a sprint planning meeting. The length of the sprint planning meeting is proportional to the length of the sprint. I think I have covered. A 4-week sprint should be planned in no more than 8 hours. A 1-week sprint should be planned in no more than 2 hours. That I have already covered. This meeting determines what the goals are for that sprint. Based on that team velocity, a set of features are pulled. I think we have discussed this. Yeah. Yes, agree with me. We have discussed whatever I have just now read. I need you to agree before I move further. If you won't agree, I will explain it again. So it's all up to you. How do you want it to happen? Okay.
No, we talked about it. So this is before the sprint, right? This is before the sprint.
Yeah.
And who's doing this?
Okay.
Who all are doing this?
So who all are doing this? So before the sprint, there is a sprint planning meeting, it says. Okay, before the sprint. So in sprint planning, as the name suggests, at very first point, I have told you that when I talk about sprint planning, it means it still says that this is before the sprint. Okay. And this is what we are discussing over here before the sprint part. Okay. And who does that? Just now we have come across about it, that Scrum Master, product owner, and development team. Before sprint is nothing but your sprint planning part, right? Did you get confused when I come up with before sprint saying that?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's sort of a sprint planning meeting.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
a before sprint planning
Yeah.
meeting.
So before any sprint, what happens? Sprint planning happens. Then what happens? Sprint continues. And what exactly happened under the sprint? Various ceremonies happen, and ceremonies are what? Daily scrum meeting, then retrospective. But before retrospective, sprint review happens, and sprint planning is a separate ceremony which we do just before the sprint continues, start coming into the existence. Okay. And that's what we are discussing over here, how long this sprint planning will go. And that's why this slide has come over here. A 4-week sprint should be planned in no more than 8 hours. So don't get confused before sprint term. It's when we are talking about before sprint, it's a sprint planning only. Okay, I want to move on the second slide, but before I move to second slide, I just want to look at it before you guys, so that I can do something to ask you some question. Okay, I'm doing some activity on some existing slide which is ahead of the current slide which I have shared with you. So what I am doing, you will come to know about it shortly. So give me a second. And I have done the quick changes. Okay. Now I'm coming back the current slide to the current slide, which I was sharing with you. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, over here. So before sprint, we have discussed. Now coming back to the sprint planning. Sprint planning meeting again, this is the different presentation. How you see product backlog has been divided into user story. We are working in the sprint planning meeting. Again, I have designing all the backlog item from user story to task. Few are to do, few are in progress, few are in done. Okay, so few could be in done. So these are the future of this sprint backlog item. Okay, I'm just telling you that in sprint planning meeting, what exactly happened? User story gets translated into various tasks. I think it has made some changes. Now, this is the slide I was talking about, that I was doing some changes and I did it. I'm going to ask you to notice that change. Okay, but before you notice that, let me talk about what exactly happens during the sprint planning. So no features are added during the sprint. So once we decided, we prioritize what all feature we are going to work upon. We are not going to go back to the product backlog item and start pulling more and more new features. We are going to freeze that these are the 2 features. For example, it could be 3 also, and we have decided, we have chosen that we are going to work upon these, and that's the reason no new feature will be added. The only exception to this is the team finishes a sprint early. Okay, if say for example, I have finished the entire 4 weeks of the sprint within 2 weeks itself, and I have more 2 weeks in my hand, so as a product owner, I can take a call and ask my team, hey, I'm pulling the another feature which is the small one and can be achieved into 2 weeks itself. So let's have a quick meeting, discuss about it, and start developing it. That may happen. And who will decide that? Product owner will decide that, and he will give the heads up to Scrum Master as well. Daily stand-up will follow during the sprint every day, 10 to 15 minutes. Daily Scrum, also known as the daily stand-up or daily Scrum, during which team member synchronizes their effort. They talk about 3 items, which will I be talking about on the last slide. Daily Scrum enable team members to ensure the right things are being worked on by the right people at the right time. And also it talks about the how's the progress going on. You can track the progress, and everyone is clear who is doing what. Okay, everyone is clear that what can be achieved next day. Okay, so yeah, so based on that, So we have done with this slide. Now, before we move to the next slide, I quickly wanted to give you some quick hack, but I want you to notice some changes in a format or in anything which is available in this slide. So can someone notice something on this slide? Is there any change? Anyone? Any expert? I bring you on the board. And whoever wants to become a QA or tester or a BA, I would ask you to notice that.
You have ticked everything.
Wonderful. Can we give a round of applause for Nisha? This is amazing, amazing, amazing observation. I am impressed, Nisha. That's a great observation. And what about the purpose? The purpose behind that, I had done this in past also, but I forgot to tell you the purpose behind that and did not ask you this question. The purpose behind this is that I wanted to give you a quick hack for resume preparation. Do you want that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Who else don't want?
Yes, yes.
Okay, you want. So Dipti, you also want that?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, thank you. See, I'm telling from the psychology point of view. So it has been observed in the past that you guys are tend to list your skill in your resume and you simply give a bullet. Okay. What kind of bullet do you provide? You provide this kind of bullet, right? Let me go back. This dot. Or what else you provide? You provide a different kind of bullet which appears like this. Where it has gone, let me select that so that I can, yeah. Or you provide this kind of bullet. Okay. But rarely you will find that people are providing this kind of bullet. The moment you provide this bullet as a tick mark, it is giving a seed for your personality to fit in interviewer's mind that you are already fit. And this is the super hack for any interviewer. Okay, you can try it, you can test it. I have several times tested in my life, okay, in my entire career, and every time it has worked. Do you agree to try it out for yourself?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Is it a super hack for you?
We'll have to find out.
Yes.
So I'm telling you with my experience, take a note as a super hack. It works. But there are many such hacks which you need to know. And if you combine them together, it is going to become a plan for you. Okay. So I will keep on giving you those things. Okay. So are you excited to have it on regular basis in between?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
It will
So
keep
you
on
mean
preparing.
to say when we prepare the resume and when we give the introduction about ourselves, we have some key points in the beginning of the resume. So at that time, if you provide these tick marks, will it be fine?
Yeah, it would be fine, but I would suggest don't place it in during the introduction. And remember, this is not the framework, this is not the protocol, this is not the something hardcore that it will work in this way only. This is also about your convincing power. It is also about, yes, these tick marks are bringing these thought in your mind already that you are also fit, and the moment it comes in your mind, it gets transferred to interviewer's mind as well. First you have to convince about your product. First you have to convince about yourself that you are sellable. Okay, when I'm talking about sellable as a candidate to interviewer. Okay, so and that's why the reason I'm telling, not necessary you put these in front of your introduction, but definitely put in front of your skill. No one is going to talk about it, nowhere you will understand it. But in my entire 17 years of career, I have seen this working at the T, and that's why I am sharing this with you guys. Okay, and how exactly you will answer your question to the interviewer, so that interviewer will only ask those questions what you want him to ask. So that's altogether different art. That hack I will also introduce in coming days. Okay. So does it make sense that you have to first add these bullet points as a check mark in your skill first? Okay. But if you are habitual of adding this, you can also add in the skill. So why I'm suggesting you? Because it is coming from my experience. Okay. It's not about the global rule. It's the experience I'm sharing with you. Do it and you will find it working. Why I'm sharing now on this forum? Because I have shared with couple of colleagues, I shared it with couple of students, and that has worked for them. So if it has worked for one, for other, then there are chances it will work for you as well. But precondition is what? Your readiness also to accept it. Okay. Cool. You need to convince about yourself. Yeah, most welcome. Most welcome. Apply it, and if you're searching for job, apply this and see if it is working and give me feedback. It has worked for you. Okay. So yeah. So here we have discussed, then move to sprint planning. Sprint planning is, again, every morning of the sprint, the project team gets together for a short daily stand-up meeting. This meeting takes place at the same time every day and includes everyone on the project. It's about daily scrum meeting. Okay. Every day we decide that we have to come at 10:30 p.m. in the boardroom or on the Zoom call. All the attendee will switch on their video and they will talk about three things. That's what three things I was talking about. What all these three things would be: what did I do yesterday to help achieve the sprint goal? What will I do today to achieve the sprint goal? And what, if anything, is impeding or blocking progress toward the sprint goal? Are you clear on these three items? What exactly we do in the sprint planning, daily stand-up meeting? These three items we generally talk, and we finish up our daily scrum meeting within 15 minutes. Okay. Are you clear with these three items, which I was just telling that I will tell at the last? Yeah, guys?
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your answer. And yeah, so if you think you have not answered, you still can answer. Okay. And I can thank you for answering that. Thank you. So yeah, moving to further scrum meeting. So these three questions allow for complete transparency. Everyone on team is in the loop, and the answer make people accountable for what they exactly deliver. And the result of this meeting are typically shared with the client. I think this daily communication makes sure that if something is holding up the team, they can get a response quickly. So what exactly happens? I'm giving you some experiential example. So the moment you talk about third point, okay, so team gets curious, product owner may get curious, and developer may get curious. Okay, you are stuck up with this, or say business analyst may also start giving up some resolution. Okay, why don't you try this? That scrum master, pay some attention over here. Immediately you will have to flag the thing and tell that please take this offline, because here we are meeting to only discuss these 3 points from each one of us, and the goal is to finish up this within 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so let not continue this third part longer than a minute or so. Otherwise people will get engaged into that and you will forget the purpose of this stand-up meeting, and everyone's time will be consumed, and that will end up going for an hour, 90 minutes or more than that. So that's why this is the another hack, especially for scrum master. Okay, have you taken a note of it? The third point has not to be prolonged. Okay, are you with me, guys?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayank, for answering. So now move further. These three questions allow for, okay, I have talked about it. Scrum meeting, what is this? This is what I have done since we last met. Again, this is the repetition. These are the obstacle I have encountered.
So scrum meeting is same as daily stand-up?
Yes. Daily scrum,
okay.
Daily stand-up is the scrum meeting. Okay. So guys, any question over here? We have come to the end, and we longed it for 2 hours almost. Yeah.
So if daily scrum is for 15 minutes, how do you do all the planning of the epics?
So when happens daily scrum?
In the morning.
In the morning or any pre-decided time. For how long it happens? 10 minutes. Okay. And when the planning happens? Anyone can answer that? When planning happens?
Before the sprint starts.
Before the sprint. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for your answer. So Mayank, the answer is daily meeting will continue every day during the sprint. Okay. When the activities are going on, but your planning always happen just before the sprint meeting, just before the scrum, just before the sprint starts. And that's why it is also called as before sprint event, or that's why it is also called as sprint planning meeting. Okay. Did I answer you?
Yeah, that's what Nish asked the question. You said they are the same, but
no. She
different
said
meetings.
No. She said that scrum meeting or daily scrum. Okay. And sprint planning is different thing. She was asking whether scrum meeting or daily scrum are the same as the daily stand-up. I said yes to that. But just be mindful that scrum meeting, daily stand-up are different from the planning. Planning is not daily scrum or daily stand-up. Yeah.
Exactly. Got it.
Got that? Okay. Any other question, guys? So tick 1, 2, and 3. No question. Cool. Thank you so much for getting engaged, participating, interacting, and getting most out of today's session. And yes, now we have come to the end, and we will end this call on one word which comes in your mind. I want you to just shout out one word. Yes. So go round robin, just tell one word. I will call someone's name. Dipti. One word from today's session. Any one word.
It was energetic. It
Energetic.
was very energetic.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Call out someone's name and let him or her answer. Add some word.
Nisha.
Nisha. Yes. Unmute.
Knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable. Thank you. Chanchal.
Excellent.
Excellent. Call out someone's name.
Mayank.
Mayank.
Little overload.
Ha, I knew that. Thank you. Call out my name.
Got it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I knew that it was getting overloaded, and that's why I wanted to stop it at 7:29 itself. Okay, but that's fine. What we can do is that but I believe that you have guys have got more clarity and have this intention in your mind that I will have to go through it again, right Mayank? You have got the clarity, but at the same time you're feeling that I might have to go through it again because I might have not remembered everything. And that's why sprint planning, we have multiple times a same thing we have covered again and again and again. And guys, interesting thing is that I'm bringing something cool for you which I have not done for any batches yet. That is online game is the necessity to start any sprint. So what exactly happens before the start of any sprint or any sprint planning meeting? The workshop happens for entire team members who are going to be the part of a new project. So that kind of workshop soon you will experience. I'm working on that. So remain excited and keep capturing more knowledge. Thank you for this. I know this was overload, so it was over for me too. So thank you so much. Take care. And the assignment is that I want you to put this all entire thing and go back and slide to the favorite part of your topic or the topic which you want to undergo once again. The YouTube video link will be shared with you. Go back and slide over there and listen that to again. Get more clarity on that and start thinking in the agile mode. Talk about sprint words, scrum words, something like that. Okay, so good. So okay to say bye-bye to each other. Yeah.
Bye, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
bye,
Thank
bye,
you.
bye,
Bye.
bye, 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 everyone.
Thank
See
you.
you next day. Yeah, bye.